from KTVU, Fox 2 San Francisco. Sideshow bills signed into law by Newsom. So we just saw scumbag greaseball bang your wife Governor Gavin Newsom sign some AI bills. He's been on an absolute tear recently because, of course, he wants to position himself for 2028 and make Kamala Harris look a little bit better and make the state as a whole look a little bit better, because we all know it is circling the drain. So here, I guess he's going to sign another bill into law for things that we already have laws against, but nobody was following them. So I guess he thinks if we just create something else, now the crime will go down. Of course, they always tell us that crime has gone down, but it's not that crime has gone down. It's that reporting of crime has gone down because 911 doesn't even work. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
It would help me a lot and cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me even more and spend a tiny bit of money, you would buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description.
Governor Newsom makes a move to fight ongoing sideshows by signing several bills into law, but tonight.
Yeah, you think they're gonna, bro, there's already laws on the books that they are not abiding by. So you think these sideshow people are gonna say, oh, the governor said what we're doing is illegal, we should probably stop. What the hell is going on here?
Bay Area residents doubtful it'll bring real change to city streets.
Correct.
If there's no follow through, it doesn't matter.
Words aren't enough at this point. That's what I think.
Look at all these Californians. They have Stockholm syndrome. They can't even tell that they're living through absolute nonsense. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that these people are literally selling you down the river and turning California into an absolute dystopian hellscape.
To see actions, nothing ever changes in Oakland. It's the same thing.
Same thing statewide, but possibly not for long. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Meebeck.
And I'm Heather Holmes. Today, a bipartisan effort to crack down on sideshows and street takeovers, getting the green light from Governor.
Oh, it's bipartisan? But name one California Republican. It's bipartisan because maybe somebody wants to enforce a little bit of laws. And even the Republicans in California are soft as Charmin, right? No, I don't. They've been beaten into submission. And that's why the state is in this. That's why the state is in the state that it's in.
Newsom. So today the governor signed 4 bills into law, all written by Republican lawmakers. Let's begin with AB 1978. It prohibits people from participating in speed contests. AB.
Street racing? I don't know. I'm no doctor. I'm no lawyer. I'm no police officer. But I think that's already illegal.
2186 gives police the ability to impound vehicles for 30 days if the driver is arrested for reckless driving, speed contest, or speeding on a highway. Also tonight, AB 2807 the governor signed. It prohibits people from operating a vehicle for their work if their vehicle was involved in a sideshow. And finally, AB 3085. It makes sideshows part of the list of offenses, allowing police to impound a vehicle pursuant to a warrant or order issued by a judge. Now, today's signings following ongoing action from the governor to try to fight crime, including smash and grabs and auto burglaries. KTVU's Amber Lee joining us now live from Oakland, a city plagued by.
Yeah, we made this illegal. So hopefully it gets a little bit better, right? Like, how you guys have been destroying the state, the cities for at least the past decade. And you can't realistically pretend that, well, I signed a bill, it should be over soon. What in the world is going on?
Sideshows. So, Amber, how are residents feeling about this new legislation?
Heather, we went into 2 neighborhoods where people tell us that sideshows are a constant problem. Some have taken cell phone videos to turn over to police and city leaders. They tell me the problem is the lack of consistent enforcement. So now they doubt that new laws will have any impact.
That is correct. And the enforcement is probably lacking because you guys have demonized the cops. I'm not the hugest fan of the cops, right? I mean, obviously in New York, those are de Blasio's henchmen. In California and San Francisco, they're going to put away anybody. It's an ideological law enforcement. It has nothing to do with breaking the law. You can steal up to $950. They pretend they're going to put a stop to that, but they're probably not. But I promise you, I mean, just to use myself as an example, if you protest the lockdown in New York, you will be detained. But if you are protesting some random dope fiend in Minneapolis, you will be able to stay at the very same park for 3 weeks. I feel like I need to explain that story a little bit better, but in my head, it's so vivid. I remember it like it was yesterday, but perhaps everybody doesn't know about that. But you should get my book, which doesn't have any mention of that arrest in there. But this is the henchman that we're dealing with. If you want to protest the lockdown early on, right, you could see clear through it on day one. It was not hard to do. So a handful of people said, no, we're going to go back to work. And they put us in a paddy wagon and took us to the station. Meanwhile, when you are protesting the junkie out in Minneapolis or whatever, you get to stay there for 3 weeks. It, of course, turns into a complete junkie hangout. Yeah, I mean, I have the proof. I have the receipts. There's people slumped over. There's spray paint everywhere. But that is a completely different tangent. I'm not even sure how I got on that. Perhaps just that the cops are not that amazing. But all you would need is the cops are not amazing, but all you would need is somebody to enforce the laws that you already have. But instead you sign more bills into law that will not be enforced under your rule to let them do whatever it is they want. Look, I'm a complete mess right now, but so is this, cracking down on sideshows, which you're obviously not going to do. It's just about a national spotlight that you have on you right now because Kamala Harris.
The sights and sounds of sideshows are familiar to people who live in Oakland's Fruitvale neighborhood and other areas. They say they take place at all hours of the day and night. This video shows a fence knocked down by an out-of-control vehicle earlier this month.
Somebody can get killed. Somebody can get shot. You may never know if they have a gun
Yeah, that's literally happened several times over already.
or weapon on them in the car.
To help law enforcement crack down on dangerous sideshows and street takeovers, Governor Gavin Newsom signed 4 new bills Monday. In a statement, he said in part, "We are sending a clear message to anyone considering participating in or attending a sideshow. Stricter penalties are in place, including the potential loss of your vehicle."
In the city of Oakland, it seems that laws are not always followed.
Yeah, and they're gonna take your vehicle. Why would they possibly care, bro? If that were a deterrent, it would have already stopped. But you're just lobbing weirdo laws on top of weirdo laws that nobody's going to enforce. And if somebody even tried to enforce it, you would get mad at them for doing that.
Regardless of what is signed by the governor or not.
The governor's office says the new laws will expand the authority of law enforcement to impound vehicles used in sideshows, including those of spectators, and target reckless driving on highways and parking lots.
Words aren't enough at this point. That's what I think. I need to see actions being taken.
That resident lives near the crime-plagued Hagenberger corridor. She says spectators have climbed on roofs to videotape sideshows and trespassed on her family's property, running from gunshots.
To see the amount of people hiding behind trees and under cars is very alarming and concerning. I don't know if one of them can strike through a window and,
Yep, that's already happened.
it can be very deadly.
I'm all for it. I'm still asking the governor for the National Guard.
City Council member Noel Gallo says the new laws are long overdue, but that there needs to be stepped-up enforcement.
We have an emergency here in the city of Oakland.
To me, nothing's not going to change. Nothing ever changes in Oakland.
Neighbors tell me they'll wait and see what impact, if any, these new laws will have. They support more CHP officers and other law enforcement agencies coming into Oakland to crack down on sideshows. Heather?
Well, let's hope it does have some sort of impact. Seems really unfair for those residents dealing with the persistent problem.
Yeah, but who's going to take the chance, right? Some real stand-up guy who's going to try to save the city and crack down on crime that you already have told us you hate. So why would anybody do the job of trying to stop this nonsense, knowing that the criminals are going to get a slap on the wrist at best, but if you try to take them down almost no matter what it is you do, you run the risk of becoming the criminal, because we know by now that the criminals are the only thing you can hope to do is be criminal enough to where the regime looks the other way.